Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover.
That sure is true. Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre. Bestsellers, new releases, celebrity memoirs like the Britney Spears book that just came out, mysteries and thrillers, motivation, wellness, business, and so much more.
I personally just listened to Heather Gay's Bad Mormon, kind of for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City research, but also just for fun to listen to it because it was a good book. And it's great. I mean, it's her actually reading it. And it is so nice to run around and do my errands and be able to listen to a book. Because let's face it, I will crash my car if I try to read it physically.
It's a great use of Audible. So try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
For whatever you're into, Amazon Prime offers a range of services like Prime Video, Amazon Prime Music, and Prime Fast Free Shipping. I've been using Prime Video to watch some of my favorite rock and roll documentaries. And of course, I use Prime for shopping for all kinds of things. I've got a pretty gnarly sneaker habit, so Prime comes in handy there. This is just one example of many ways that Prime can make life a little richer, from shopping to streaming to saving. It's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime. Get more out of whatever you are into.
This episode is brought to you in part by Purina. The holidays are here. It's such a fun and festive time, and also a great opportunity to reflect on all the things we're thankful for. And if you're like most people, your pet is somewhere at the top of your list. Purina is dedicated to creating richer lives for pets and the people who love them. From helping older pets think like their younger selves, to making cat ownership a possibility for more people than ever, Purina is helping pets live longer, healthier, happier lives. Your pet gives you so much the whole year round. So this holiday season, treat your pet with Purina Treats. Best-in-class nutrition, unsurpassed taste. From dogs to cats, Purina has you covered for all your treat needs. Your pet is Purina's passion. Head to Amazon.com/Purina to learn more.
Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens?
Oh, hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on ye old bravs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, my little Banoon-noons.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. How's it been going over there today with all your holiday planning and your cookie making and your Hanukkah cooking?
Oh, my goodness. It is just absolutely wonderful. Just, Christmas break is arriving. It's the holiday break. Be even more inclusive to my people. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. The end of the year is approaching. We're going to have some time off. God knows we need it. It's just, there's just an avalanche of so many tremendous shows on Bravo right now. Wish we could cover them all.
Avalanche of wonder, eh?
Yeah, seriously. What's going on with you?
Well, the same as you. Just trying to keep up with Bravo. I mean, Jesus Christ, you guys. Listen to what happens in less than 24 hours. And you guys already know this because you guys watch Bravo. So here's what happens to a Bravo addict. In less than 24 hours, you get Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Real Housewives of Miami. I guess I should say within 25 hours or 26 hours. All of that. Plus, guess what else started? Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip starts today.
Yep.
And Real Housewives of Potomac is still on. And Southern Charm. And Southern Hospitality is still on. I mean, my God, what an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. It's just a million shows.
Yeah, those are just the ones we're currently covering. I mean, beyond that, even the ones just to watch. Winter House. I mean, that's still in ranking. Whether or not that's a good show, I mean, that's up for debate.
And it's not.
I still watch it every episode.
I'm catching up slowly but surely. I watched 2 episodes. Okay, that's good. I watched 2 more episodes this week. I'm still behind. I mean, shockingly, watching Corey with his open mouth laugh Like, I don't know why that's not compelling TV for me, but it's just not. It's not compelling.
He's such a little pig. Like he tells everybody, oh, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm kind of seeing somebody, but we're not girlfriend, boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Then once he doesn't get laid from anybody, then he's like, oh, how dare you talk about my girlfriend?
Yeah,
like
she's my girl.
He knows his girlfriend's going to come visit. So then she comes and he's like flirting with Malia. Oh my, it was so good. And then Sam ends up telling Malia and Sam get into it at the end, and Sam is so Sam, like, well, you seem to have no problem tackling my man. So what about that? Like shimmying and sticking her tongue out the whole. I mean, it's enraging and hilarious. It was actually good. I actually really liked it this week.
Wow.
Sorry,
Well, I'm
a flip flopper. I'm a flip flopper of a person.
I'm still 3 episodes behind, so I have to just get through. More of Amanda having an upset stomach, more of Casey being like, I'm a mean girl, I guess. More of Brian calling home to ask his mom how to brush his teeth. More of Danielle sleeping with the creepy dude who gets naked in front of Jordan in the shower shamelessly. Just more like boring drunk fun. It's like it's rough. It's a rough one for me. I don't know. Not sold. Not sold. I love Summer House. Not sold. And I've liked the past Winter Houses. I'm just not sold on this season. Riley's there. I
Not
haven't
great,
seen
but
Riley.
you know
yell
what?
at
Listen,
anyone.
it's Ryan. She didn't do anything. She left
shame.
like, I'm too old for this. She was like, I'm exhausted. I can't do this. And so did Aisha. It's just like, I never want to do this again. Goodbye. Like a lot of them were just like, these people are losers. So anyway, that's been kind of fun for me. I think mostly because I've just stuck with it. And it's one of those things, you just expose yourself to something enough and you eventually start to be okay with it.
I mean, that was always how Summer House worked for us. Like how many, Summer House is not amazing, but it's exposure therapy. And I guess I just wasn't willing to expose myself to Winter House this season because we had so many other shows to deal with. So I'm just trying to just kind of like let it take over my body. And then I will convince myself that I actually love it. And I probably will get to a place where I'm like, actually, I was totally wrong about Winter House. It was so good this season, but I'm just not quite there yet.
You're not there yet. Well, listen, you don't have to be. That is the thing about being an audience member. You can think whatever the fuck you want. Nobody can do anything about it. Okay. But guess what? None of that matters because you guys probably don't even watch Winter House because this is a Real Housewives of Miami recap. And guess what? Still good. Still funny. The show's still firing. So that's good. And much like Winter House, the more you expose yourself to it, the more okay you are with it, which is probably like the Hochstein marriage. I would imagine waking up to Lenny every morning could not have been easy at first. It probably takes a few years of just breathing that in to be okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a lot of things. And by the way, the same probably applies to Lisa's new scent from Aroma 360. Just need
You
to
guys,
kind of become nose blind
Lisa
to it.
trying to come up with the scent of Hochstein. Nobody wants to smell your borscht soup. Okay? Nobody
Scent of a
wants to
woman.
smell it. Lisa.
Descent. Oh, I have a pitch for today's episode. Descent of a Woman.
Oh, really? It's called Scent of a Hochstein, actually, is what this episode is called. Okay. I already titled it, but I think I'll switch it to yours. Let me write it down. Descent of a Woman. That's time.
Guys, everyone
Okay.
listening,
You are the
guys
title
are all
queen.
part of the process. We're all doing we're all doing it together. Okay?
Inside the Hector's studio. We're like, oh, what should we title this recap of a Bravo show? She's wearing turtlenecks.
I remember, was it episode 5,331 of Crappens? Yes, I remember we were deciding what would we name that one. It was about the Real Houses of Miami, and I believe you said Scent of a Hochstein, and I said, no, let's build on that. Let's make a Descent of a Woman. And you said, genius, lock it in, and the rest, magic.
It was one of those times in a person's journey of artistry where they really have to look beyond their own ego and say, there are other minds in this world, and true art does not come from one mind. It comes from our minds, our collective mind. I'll stick with that. I'll leave my period hanging in the air there, so you can absorb that.
And one final comment. I just remembered before we published the episode, I said that we have to have an orchestra. And Ronnie said, no, I want this a cappella. And I said, absolutely not. And he said, Ben, trust me on this. And we published it, and boom, #1 hit. I'm sorry, I just fell into David Foster talking about I Will Always Love You. Sorry.
David Foster, please tell us your process in writing the song Miami Hot Hot, Hot Hot, Hot Hot, Fire.
That was Adriana Demora, if I'm correct. That song. That one we thought, how do we play with Cubano rhythms, but also honor the multicultural tapestry of Miami? So I consulted my dear friend, Gloria Stefan's husband, and I said, let's make some music. And boom, the rest was history.
Miami's ho, 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 ho. Oh my God, Julia, please stop. Enough. You've touched Martina. Now, please leave our eardrums alone. Okay, so Miami, we are in Palm Beach, which is the old money part of Florida, which we've learned. And
did you read the gossip
also
about
where
this?
Luann went and fucked somebody. Also where Luann went in and fucked somebody in the wrong hotel room, got arrested for it. Okay, after hitting the cop and slipping out of her handcuffs.
It's also the city where Ronnie and I visited said hotel and then received a complimentary tram ride on a little, it was more of like a golf cart ride on a golf cart with little tassels. Oh, yeah. And to that we say thank you. Thank you again for giving us that tour of the city. But also, did you read the article? Good memory. Yeah, that was a fun time. Did you read the article about Miami was not allowed to film in Palm Beach on the main drag in Palm Beach? So the Palm Beach. This is a thing. Back in May, the town council of Palm Beach said no filming allowed on whatever the main drag is. It's like Wade Street or Wentworth Street or Wawa Street or something. And so that's where all the main restaurants and shops are. So they were not allowed to film there. So if you're wondering later on in this episode why they seem to gather at what looked to be a Guy Fieri Flavortown restaurant, that's probably because whatever plans they had to film at a nice place were scuttled because they had to film in West Palm Beach, which is the jankier, sadder version.
Oh, yeah, that's sad.
It's the quag of Palm
West
Beach.
Palm. Ooh.
Yeah.
We love West Palm Beach. Yeah, we like it there. That's where we would live if we were in one of the Palm Beaches. I'm not going to pour shame. Okay, you know what? I would have been very happy at the Guy Fieri Pizza Parlor, whatever the hell it is. Okay?
Whatever it's called. Yeah.
Also, we're gearing up to do Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip after this recap, so go check that out. That's why we've got Ramona on the brain. Okay,
whoa. It's really good. We're doing so. The first episode is. I'm stopping myself. Why am I even talking? Miami. I'm not going to talk about Girls Trip.
Miami, Palm Beach. There's a spread of food. The ladies are all in swimsuits. Everybody's telling each other they look amazing. And we are at the Aroma 360 mansion, which I'm still horrified by. I'm horrified that Aroma 360 has a mansion.
It's like a TikTok
I don't
house.
believe it. And I think this is a scam company. And I think they're a cult. There. I said it. Prove me wrong.
They were founded in Sarah Lawrence University. They are. It is funny that they have a house, but a lot of these places have houses, which is funny, like corporate houses. So they are all there sitting around this table, and Lisa's like, "Hello, can I make an announcement that may or may not have to do with Lenny? Who wants to play a game?" Oh, Lenny. Who wants to play a game is a question I want to be officially retired from Bravo Television. I never want to hear. I am a gamer. I play video games. I play board games. I never want to hear the question, who wants to play a game, ever again. Thankfully, this game was actually pretty benign.
Yeah, but like, let's take a bet on how many of the people are going to end up making this game about how they like getting their asshole licked or some shit. Well, it's like so Housewives, these games. I can't. As the great Whitney What's-Her-Buns recently said on Salt Lake City, actually as recently as the other night, last night, she said, "Guys, we need to stop playing games." So there you go. Bravo,
Yeah.
take that as a network note. Okay. If you
Network
have a
note.
cast, which is all of them, that can't get along, that can't have a conversation without a fucking cue card of games, you need to just try harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm sure Jerry O'Connell loves these games, but please take it from us. We do not. We do not.
Ouch. Wow.
Well, because you know he's public. I love these games. Women. Okay. Women love games, but men love sports. Am I right, everyone? Women and men, they're so different. He's supposed to be like the nicest guy. I don't know why I'm coming for Jerry O'Connell. I apologize, Jerry. I don't know what came over.
Women are the pickleball of men who are tennis. That's all I'm saying. Men are different. Okay.
You ever notice how men love sports, but women love games? You guys, women and men, two totally different species. Am I right? Oh, God.
He has a lot in common with Julia in that they both just need to be quiet. Both of you.
I like them both,
Both of you are giving me a headache.
but like, let's.
I'm just kidding. Why are we being mean to Jerry
I
O'Connell?
don't know.
He's
That's
never
my
done
fault. I
anything but
like.
be
I
lovely.
have literally no beef with Jerry O'Connell. I don't know why I started this. I'm sorry. Jerry.
I don't either. I'm
O'Connell.
just doing it because you are, and I'm a follower.
I think I've
He's
just.
been nothing but lovely.
He's been literally nothing but lovely. I don't know.
Yeah, remember that time he was like, ha ha. And we were like, oh my God, what an asshole. Let's get him.
You know why I started this beef? Because in my mind, I had this very quick thought, which may have been irrational. I thought, like, who does Bravo think enjoys these moments when they say, let's have a game? And I thought to myself, you know who probably likes it? I feel like Jerry O'Connell probably likes the game parts. And then I just got so mad at him because I had a theoretical, like I created a narrative in my head, and then I decided it was a real narrative, and I decided to roast him for the narrative I created in my head.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I enjoyed you more when you were hateful. Just go back to that. Rewind to
Jerry
that.
O'Connell.
Okay?
Hey, here's a game. Who's
more
a
fun.
celebrity that you would kill, and kill? Jerry O'Connell.
Fuck while you are marrying his catch up with murder. Okay? Because I'm killing them all. Killing, fucking, and marrying him while he's dead. Okay, so please don't marry dead people. We don't even know what we're talking about at this point, but
Watch
the
Jerry
point is the
O'Connell be a
ladies
guest on the
are in
Krabbies.
Palm Beach.
Guys, our first guest on the crap is Jerry O'Connell.
By the way, those tickets are going on sale very soon. Keep your ear to the ground. Literally to the ground. We're announcing it via train. Okay.
We're announcing it
So,
via
Leah-
Rat King.
So Lisa announces a game. And she's like, I want to lighten the mood and get the girls in vacation mode because it's been way too much drama amongst the group. Lisa's doing this thing in her confessionals where I think she's been such a downer in the season that she's trying to be very animated. She's doing a lot of spirit fingers and arm movements like this right
also
now. And I'm
mildly
not really sure
delirious.
why, but I say give in to the misery. I don't need you to be positive.
If you
Stay
can't
miserable.
smile with your face, smile with your elbows. Okay. If your eyebrows don't move, your wrists can.
Listen, my weenus is always smiling. I'll tell you that right now. This is always smiling.
I mean,
So this game is actually more fun because it's a scavenger hunt.
yeah.
And they have like little photos, which I've done these for my nieces. Thank you. I plan them and I write all the clues, and their friends go to the mall and they have to go find all the clues and take pictures of themselves. What a fun romp. Let me just say a review of my own birthday party throwing. What a romp.
I
4
think
out of 4.
I agree. I appreciated this. By the way, before Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip ever came into existence, and there was always people saying like, why don't they ever have like a crossover show? Why don't they ever? My pitch that I pitched to like the empty chair in my room, because of course I never said it to anyone, but I always thought the best way to do a crossover show with all the housewives was not an ultimate like vacation, but to do like an Amazing Race style game where they're put into cars together and they have to race across the country and get to places, which is like scavenger hunt-esque on a big scale. Because wouldn't it be funny watching Alexia and like Marysol trying to figure out a freeway system or a toll booth or like how to deal with the subway? Like that would be great I think that'd be wonderful.
But instead of Amazing Race, it would just be Bills, man, race.
Or it would just be the Lanny race.
Also, you know who else had a scavenger hunt? We did. Watch What Crappens at our live show in LA.
We did.
Ago. Do you remember? That was
Yes.
amazing. And it was similar. You go take, okay, well, we weren't doing dildos and all that, but we could have been. Maybe the next one we will. Stay tuned.
Stay
Ear to the ground.
tuned. So it's scavenger hunt. I mean, there's what needs to be said. Scavenger hunt, scavenger hunt, scavenger hunt. You know, Nicole is happy because she's on a team with her fellow Cubanas, and they are liking her. And she's like, I mean, like, you know, maybe instead of the bros, we could be like the tros. We're like a trio of bros, like the tros. You know? And is this thing on? Anyone? No?
Lisa's like, I do, you know, listen, my kids love a good scavenger hunt. I mean, the clue is always what you want, and the answer is always bread, and then I hide it somewhere unreachable. So, you know, usually they end in tears. The scavenger hunts end in tears in my house, but, you know.
Scavenger hunt is also what I call Lenny's mistress, except I change out that first letter of hunt.
So then we see Nicole. Nicole's like, oh my God, like, I don't know whether I'm really excited to play this game with my fellow Cubanas, because they have to separate into teams, and she gets put on Marysol and Alexia's team. And then we see a clip of why this is. And we see a clip of last season where Alexia had a divorce attorney over to her house to answer questions for Lisa. And Nicole's like, I have a question for the attorney. What I want to ask you a question about defamation of character. And then Alexia's like, you have the wrong attorney. You need to ask your husband about defamation of character. And then they didn't show her whipping out her black card and throwing it at the lawyer, but that was the best part.
That was one of the best seasons of all. One of the best seasons of all time, but also one of the best scenes of all time.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
And here's your prescription.
I know just the pharmacy to get this filled.
Who are you?
A pharmacy benefit manager. A middleman your insurer uses to decide which medicines you can get, what you pay, and sometimes even which pharmacy you should go to.
Why can't I go to a pharmacy in my neighborhood?
Because I make more money when you go to a pharmacy I own.
No one should stand between you and your medicine. Visit phrma.org/middleman to learn more. Paid for by Pharma.
It's almost that magical time of year.
Speaking of, what's your favorite Christmas story, Ben?
Hands down, The Grinch.
Same.
It cracks me up that he hates all the merriment.
Right, and he steals everyone's presents.
But then it's like so heartwarming at the end when like the whole town is still singing and he realizes that there's more to Christmas than just gifts.
Oh, I know. It hits me right in the feels.
Best part is Wondery has a new podcast starring The Grinch. And I think there's someone who wants to tell you more about it, Ronnie.
Hi, it's me, the Grand Poobah of Bah Humbug, the OG Green Grump, the Grinch. From Wondery, 'Tis the Grinch Holiday Talk Show is a pathetic attempt by the people of Whoville to use my situation as a teachable moment. So join me, the Grinch. Listen as I launch a campaign against Christmas cheer, grilling celebrity guests like chestnuts on an open fire. Your family will love the show. As you know, I'm famously great with kids. Follow 'Tis the Grinch Holiday Talk Show on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts.
So they're doing this thing, and then there's like laughter because they have to find like raid someone's room and get red underwear or lip gloss or tampon, which is quite a range. And so they go into Kiki's bag, lip gloss or tampon or underwear, and they find a dildo, and Alexia's like, oh, it's a dildo. And that's like, they're all laughing because she said dildo instead of dildo. You know, it's because, you know, when you say ooh instead of oh. So the way comedy works is the unexpected comes. And so if you hear an ooh instead of an oh, it's like a very funny thing to people. You know what I'm saying? Ron is.
Are you back?
Oh, did we freeze?
Are you back? Yes, we froze.
No, because you froze like you were just listening to me. And so I was, okay, so on my end, which people already heard, I was saying
well, you know that's not going to happen. You're like, wow, Ronnie is actually being polite and listening to me for
you don't
minute
understand.
straight.
You don't understand. This is you froze. Okay, this is the look that you gave when what you froze on. Because normally when there's a freeze, it's like but this time you froze like this, and you were just like staring at me. And so I was I said, oh, and Alexia found something and called it a dildo. instead of dildo. And then you just didn't respond. I go, and that's funny because it's an ooh sound instead of an o sound. And you just didn't respond. And I said, you see, in comedy is all built on the unexpected. So if you say ooh instead of oh, that's comedy. And you still didn't respond. And I was like, wow, Ronnie's really drawing out this bit.
I like that you had such a moment. I did just stare at the screen though. I was like, well, it'll work itself out. That's how I fix anything. Or I just like punch it. Like if it's an electronic, you know how you just punch it, or turn it off and then turn it back on. You know,
Like
other than that, I really don't know. Like a dildo.
I am plugged into my Ethernet, so I know if that's probably a question that's in your head. I am in my Ethernet, so it's not a wireless issue. It's just spectrum.
You know what? I don't care. I'm not here to spread blame. I'm not here to attack you. Okay, I'm just here to love you, and here we are, back together again. So
We've
let's
unfrozen.
keep going. It's gonna be fine.
We've unfrozen like an icy dildo. So anyway, dildo stuff, and then there's more scavenger hunt stuff is happening.
They have to like do sexy poses, and they have to like pose like a tasteful nude and stuff like that. So then Lisa's like, okay, the first place prize is an Aroma 360 diffuser. We're gonna see what it's like to smell like Lenny. Who wins? Like, oh my God, just enough. Like, they're getting enough from us. We've already gone to their damn site. I really think about Aroma 360 now. Like, it worked. Do you?
I do not really, but I will have to say I think it's hilarious to give out a diffuser as a prize, because that's a concept that just is very foreign to the show, because I don't think we've seen anything ever be diffused on this show in 6 seasons.
You don't want to get anything that's a diffuser near Larsa's face. You never know what can happen.
No, the fights just escalate. They never get diffused. So then Lisa's like, you know what? I'm here. You know, I'm not only here to distract myself, but I'm also here to conduct business. Roll the footage of me being a businesswoman.
So we see a picture. We see a shot of Lisa in a meeting being a businesswoman. She's like, guys, I felt like I was this caterpillar and nobody cared about me. Lenny. So I mean, and this is like a rebirth. And now I'm emerging into a beautiful butterfly. Okay.
The execs are just the execs are just smiling like, oh, that's a great story. Who's Lenny again? We don't know. We're here to talk
Lisa,
about sex.
Girl, you married a plastic surgeon who did your body, your face, and your boobs 30 times. You've been a butterfly 96 times, Lisa. Okay? You don't get to do the butterfly monologue. Over.
Come out of that cocoon a lot. Okay? That cocoon. I mean,
How many times do you get to butterfly? Okay, there's only one chance. Butterflies only come out once.
But it's just a butterfly that just loves to. The butterfly's like, I'm just an introvert. I love being at home. Like, you're in another cocoon.
If anything, you're a moth this season, just banging up against the door over and over again. That is Lenny. You know, banging up against that wall. That is Lenny. Of course, that would imply that Lenny had some sort of light.
Yes, that moth against the window.
Lenny!
Like a moth to the flame, burned by the fire. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way Lenny goes.
Okay, so she's a businesswoman. So now they're all getting ready for dinner and stuff. And Marysol and Nicole are sitting outside together. Okay. So Nicole's like, oh my God, thank you so much for this fake cocky cup. Because she gave her one of these like little, I guess, did they win it? I don't know. It's like a little wine cup with bedazzled shit all over it, like Marysol's cups. And Marysol's like, wow, you can't lose with a bedazzled cocky cup. By the way, you weren't great today, Nicole. I know you probably hate me and everything. Like, I know I've been a bit of a pill.
I'm sorry, I meant to say I know I've been on a lot of pills. And Nicole's like, no, hate is a strong word. Like, maybe disliked. And Marisol's like, well, I feel like I was just putting you through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was being protective of my friends because I've known them for such a long time and we have real friendships there. And if you're going to be in the group, it needs to be real. Also, I think I'm going to need some people on my side because I can already tell that Julia's going to come for me. So I'm just going to build some alliances.
And then we see clips of Marysol just being a complete asshole to Nicole for no reason. And of course, this would mean more if this came, I don't know, any time other than a time where Alexia is just telling her, go apologize because I'm friends with her now. And Todd, we have to pretend I'm a good person this season because Todd just did an 8-minute apology on TikTok. So now you have to be nice to her, right?
And Nicole's like, no, it's all cool. It's, you know, it's like hazing week or what they call that in college, like hell week. It was like hell week, but like 2 years. And Marisol's like, well, I know what you mean. You know, I don't mean to be like that. You know, you were new. And, you know, I was like, I got to test you a little bit, even though like technically I wasn't even really a cast member on the show, just a friend of, but I thought I'd test you. And maybe it's just a little too much. And I apologize. I really like you. And I think you're a lot of fun. Alexia, is that good enough? Can I end this now? Thanks.
And Nicole's like, well, you know what? Like, I've gone through so much therapy in my life. Like, I'm not going to haze you back because, you know, I held on to so much shit with my dad. Oh my God. Are you talking about that sweet, good looking alcoholic? I really just stopped. I'm surprised Marysol didn't jump in and start immediately defending the dad because, you know, she was in her mind. Like,
I know. I know. And the dad's going to be on the next episode.
Ungrateful bitch. How many people did you fucking call in residency while you were married? You know, like just you hear Marysol's inside voice. Not buying it.
The dad's going to be on the next episode. I think it's going to be sad. So, because
it is sad, yeah.
Yeah, because
he passed away.
He passed away very recently. So Nicole's like, well, what am I supposed to say? Say like, oh, I don't expect your apology. Like, no, like I hate you. Like, I'm happy she acknowledges she treated me like shit, you know, for the last 2 years. Okay. So then, Nicole's like, you know, it's funny because I always think that you're funny and I want to laugh at your jokes, but like, I don't want to laugh at your jokes. I'm like, I hate you. So no, I guess I can laugh at your jokes. And Marisol's like, oh, she's like, oh, that's great. Like, oh, I love it. You can laugh at my jokes. Here's a balloon and a slide whistle and a gavel if you want to start with your own prop humor.
So then we get wacky times while everyone's getting ready. Larsa is borrowing jewelry from Lisa, and then Gertie is borrowing Nicole's makeup, and she starts putting it on. She's like, wait a minute, what's up with this makeup? And Nicole's like, oh, sorry, I'm white. Like, it's too light for your face. She's like, oh my God. So then we go to Marysol riding Alexia's back because they're trying to reach the blinds at the top of the sliding glass door to close the blinds and they can't reach it. And Marysol's like, Alexia, get in here. We need some help in here. And Alexia's like, oh my God, there's a button, bro. I pressed the button.
After clearly 5
I'm
minutes.
literally the smartest one in this group. Spanish blink, Spanish blink, blink in Spanish, blink in Spanish.
I just love Alexia being always so proud of doing very, very basic skills like scrolling on a web page or pressing a button to make blinds come down.
I'm the best one in the group. I'm the smartest one.
I'm like the smartest.
That's just how it is, bro.
So they get in the
time to go out for dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go to the Sprinter, and Marysol's like, I'm still traumatized from the last one. And they go, oh, no. So Adriana's like, so I have a question. Have you ever been with a man who's been into your feet? And asking that in front of Lars is kind of hilarious. Like, hello, like, let's not start talking about this woman's entire industry right now, okay? It's a short ride to dinner.
Yeah. And Alexia's like, oh, well, you know, I hate feet. I don't even like my feet. Like, I don't like your feet. I don't like anybody's feet. Which is really, I love hearing that from the person who opened up a pedicure, a nail salon. So then Nicole, love that. Put that on the poster on the front of your nail spa, by the way.
That's funny.
You know what I hate? Hands and feet and nails, most of all. Anyway, come to Lexi and Frankie's nail salon. So then Nicole's like, I went on a date once with a guy who literally took off my pump and poured a glass of champagne into it and drank it out of my pump. And I was like, you just like fucked up my shoes. I was so appalled. Anyway, we got married. That was Anthony.
And then Kiki's like, a guy licked my asshole once. Okay. Come on. How do we go from feet to getting your butthole licked? Come on now. And Nicole's like, oh my God. Like,
is butthole
what?
licking a fetish? Is butthole licking a fetish?
I mean, like, I don't know.
I asked that only because, like, well, in most gay porns, it's something that people do.
We're gay.
Like. Yeah.
We're the gays. We have it harder. We have to come up with more. We have to come up with more variations. I feel like it's very easy for like cis straight people, right? Because you just like, it's like you just lay there. Like we can't. There has to be like all this preparation and hoodly bodily, circus about it, everything.
There's so much hoodly bodily with the straight people in their
There's
sex.
so much hoodly boobly doobly doo with gay sex, guys. That's me. That's my sex education class, guys. It's kind of rough to be a gay guy sometimes. There's a lot of hoobly doobly. All right, go forth and prosper, all of you.
So Kiki's saying that she had her ass licked, and then Nicole's like, oh, so like was he like the guy going down on you and accidentally went too far? And Kiki goes, accident? No, open what? Oh, she opened my ass, and she does this thing with her hands like it was a full on snowplow that entered her butt. She's like, no, it went open and then went right in. And then
Larsa, we're asking Larsa for backstage interviews. Larsa goes, I will say, like a lot of guys like to see pregnant women, like.
And no one responds to it. No one even acknowledges. What does that have to do with anything?
No one asked you how your day at work was. What the fuck? This isn't the water cooler. Come on.
That was her, I feel like, trying to start a rumor about her and Marcus. So then they start talking about threesomes.
Oh, do you think that's what it was? I was like, what is she? What is she talking about?
That was just my conspiracy theory. And then they start talking about threesomes. Have you ever done a threesome? And then Kiki's like, yeah, I've done a threesome with vibrators. I had 2 vibrators and me. And they're like,
It's not a threesome.
It's just 3 things.
So then Then we go to Guy Fieri's, and Lars is like, oh my God, like, what is this place like? Is this like a sports bar like? Because like, isn't Palm Beach supposed to be like bougie like?
Because they are dressed up. They are really dressed up for like a proper scene. And everyone in this place is wearing t-shirts or like Old Navy or like they are just, they are way dressed up for this sports bar.
Flavor like town like. Yeah. Really like dressed like. So Lisa's like, all right, can I say a toast? I'm like a caterpillar. It's like, oh God, here she goes. All right, listen, we're all getting along. Everyone's like sisters, am I right? Marysol's like, yeah, we're like sisters. So on that note, Lisa, we should address the elephant in the room, right? My favorite sound effect. Well, we had a really heated fight in the Sprinter, right, Adriana? Like, I did not like the way she... And then we see a clip of... Who's saying this? Her? Eat your own tail, snake. You're like living in the earth. Like, that's how miserable you are, Adriana.
For those who don't remember, this was a fight about flatulence. So then Marisol's like, yeah, that's not me. And I got to a place that did not feel good. And then Alexia's like, you know what? Well, you know what? I think it's like important to keep it like to 2 people because like now, like they're friends that are in the middle and, like now you're feeling like this, but like a month ago you weren't. And like, well, Peter, like you weren't even coming to my house. So Alexia's trying to turn this and like make herself the true victim in this fight because Marysol almost didn't come to her party. Or didn't come. No, she almost didn't come to the party, but she did.
She didn't go to the Julia party. And here's the thing. Marysol's acting like this is all her choice. But man, you exclude Marysol from filming or make her. So, I mean, she said she didn't want to go, but it's not like Marysol, like they say, would be there for like a cupcake store opening or whatever. Like she'd be there at the opening of an envelope.
I would go to the cupcake store opening and I'm like offended that I actually have not been to one yet.
Actually, I had to switch that because that actually sounded delicious. That's why I went back to the old envelope.
She would go to the opening of a hybrid cupcake store / home goods / sur la table store.
She would go to the opening of a delicious pizza box. Okay.
She would go to the opening of a all-you-can-eat lasagna factory.
Would you go to the opening of my ass, which was licked by a guy? Okay, all right. You've taken it too far, Kiki. Jesus.
So anyway, Adriana's like, yeah, well, we have history, so that's why it hurts deep. And like, yeah, of course they toast. And Marysol's,
so she's still on her forced apology tour that Alexia is making her go on. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
pretty
buying
much.
all of this so far, Marysol.
yeah. And Julia is doubtful, though. She's like, no, I am so happy that Marysol finally apologized, but it is not enough because I genuinely believe that Marysol is the one who stirs the pot all the time. So do I do this? Do I believe this apology? I don't know. But one thing I do know, God.
So Marysol's like, oh, I need to make things better with Adriana. That's what I've been telling myself because this energy with her, I cannot. Am I right, everyone? It's just so fun. Oh, Marysol, this group needs to move forward, and I feel like you are the reason we cannot move forward. She's me? Oh, por favor, ¿por qué? Madre de Dios. Oh.
You found a rumor about Terry not being married, and then you come to engagement party, and Alexia was taking all the heat, and you're sitting there not defending her. You fed her information. So Alexia's like, oh yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Alexia, of course, loves it. At the moment someone says Alexia took all the heat and you didn't take any heat, you'll always won over Alexia with that. Alexia says, oh yeah, oh well, yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah. Because what Julia's saying makes a lot of sense. And like you and I have had that like discussion. And like the fact that like you do say things about like different people in the group, like, and you don't own up to it. And then I'm the one who gets the heat for it. And you're not even the one who can find the button to open up the blinds. It's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, Peter. No, that's not good.
Yeah. Like, I'm the smartest one in the group. Like, we can all agree with that, right, bros?
Like, I had to teach myself how to scroll down.
Real. This is such a classic Real Housewives setup, too. So you've got two best friends who were kind of at war with each other because their best friends hated each other. And now they've decided to be friends. So now they're lecturing their friends on how they have to make up with the other friends. But now they're sticking up against the other friend to please the new friend. It's hilarious. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so Marysol just apologized to Adriana to make Alexia happy. But now you're going to yell at Marysol to make Alexia happy. Alexia's good. She's got some power.
Oh, she does. And everyone's surprised to see Alexia contradict Marysol, which also may have been part of Alexia's plan, because I think they get so much, flack for being a twosome. Sometimes duos do this, like a performative feud, so that way people don't think of them as a package deal, even though they still are. So Larsa is like,
right.
Well, you know what? When the pocket's like really hot, like you're the first to leave, and that's the problem. But it's like the situation with me and Nicole, like Nicole and I were about to go to war, and we don't even know why we're going to war, XYZ. And it's just more shit from last year with the Marysol pulling up a DM and saying like, I got proof that Nicole's sleeping with doctors. And it was like no proof whatsoever.
Some DM, which on these shows, the one who smelt it dealt it. Meredith, Marysol, everybody getting DMs all the time from people. So then we come back and Marysol's like, I mean, listen, you guys weren't getting along, Nicole, and I took her side because I knew her longer, and I got a DM and I shared it. That's it. Like, everyone saw it. I didn't hide it. It wasn't like some big secret where I was trying not to say I had a DM. I had a DM. People saw I had a DM. What are you going to do? I had the DM. Dios mío. Like, what are you going to do? Sue me? Call the policia. Like, I had a DM. I'm sorry.
And then Julia goes, Marysol, is it true you hire private detective to spy on certain people? And Marysol's like, are you crazy? Hold on. Can you just say that? Just move over to the right. I just want to make sure you're in frame for Sal. Can you say that again?
Está loca. Oh, this is right from your phone into my face. Sorry, I forgot to turn the clicker off there.
Hey, can you just, can you say that a little closer to the giant flower on my lapel? Are you crazy, a private investigator? Just because there's a man who wears a cowboy hat that's 5 feet tall always trailing us does not mean that I have anyone trailing us with a camera in their hat. It's just a coincidence.
Now, we always know a real housewife is lying when they start pulling their hair. This is a very typical move. So she does. She starts like swinging her ponytail and kind of grabbing at it. And then she's cracking up to us in her confessional. She's like, oh my God, Julia, it's like that one hair that you have on your vag. You're like, just pull it. It won't stop bothering me.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So then we find out some evidence from Nicole, a first-hand account. So Nicole's like, yeah, well, everyone was saying it was you. Oh, so Anthony, okay, this is what happened. He was there the day it happened. Every Friday, his office shuts down at 4, and he takes out the whole office staff and anyone who wants to come to like build office morale. And they share a happy hour, eat some of Todd's candies. They went to the mall, and he was like, babe, this was like super weird because there was like someone taking pictures or whatever, and we know it wasn't TMZ because Lord knows he has tried to get in the tabloids and it does not work. It was an actual person who is actually interested in taking a photo of Anthony. Strange.
So wait a minute. You think Marysol has private... By the way, probably she does. I would believe it. But she's sending people to the mall, like the food court at the mall, to take pictures in an employee party. That's just terrible. Like, that's just a waste of money. Would you get your PI off Task Rabbit? Can you do more? You went to a food court at a mall to take a picture of somebody at an office.
It's like, we're going to be... Oh, we have another frozen screen issue. Thanks a lot.
I want to say to Julia, let it go, put them on board, yeah, boy, let it go. All right, go ahead, Ben.
I'm back. I'm just imagining like a little like garbage, like one of those like garbages at the mall, you know, the ones that have like the little lid on it, like it's lid, and you put the garbage in. Like, I'm just imagining that, and like 2 little feet under it, and like moving along. And every time Anthony turns around, it stops moving. And he keeps walking. It's like moving closer. It's like, is that garbage can following us? That's Marysol's detective.
This is all right. Like, wait a minute, is that trash can drinking? Okay.
Did that trash can just ask for a cocky?
Man, you need to throw your margarita away in me, all right? Let's get over here. Come on.
How did that trash can just fall down an escalator? And why was it saying, ow, 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 so many times?
Well, I'm not saying names, but before our trip to New York, a friend who was in Europe at the time said, I have to tell you, I'm worried for you because you're friends with Adriana and Marysol is digging for information and wants to behead her. That means take off her head.
Me? Was your friend an ex? Did you meet him at Cafe American in Paris on November 3rd, 2019 at 3:43 p.m.? And are these photos of them? I don't know where I even got that information.
No idea what anybody's talking about. Here's what I do know. Your friend, su amigo, quote unquote, eats too much Cinnabon. There, I saw it with my own eyes. You didn't hear that from me.
Everything happens at the mall. She probably engineered it. She probably emailed both of them and told them to meet at the Cinnabons. Like, hey, Julia, my name is Rex. Rex the X. You want to meet me at Cinnabons? Hey, Rex, my name is Julia. I'm a Russian model married to a tennis person. You want to meet me at Cinnabons? There, the trap has been set.
Are you crazy? Was your friend by any chance my ex? And Gertie just grimaces. And Julie's like,
He's a good friend of mine.
she goes, oh, yeah, well, listen, I don't think you should take any credence from an ex that I had a bad breakup with. So I don't want to hear about my ex anymore. I'm very traumatized. And I don't want to hear the shit that comes out of his mouth. That was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Que demonios. Oh, my God.
You guys... If you ever go to a dinner party with Lenny, I would be uncomfortable with that. They're like, oh, come on.
Please. Please, Lisa, stop.
Even the waitress delivering jalapeno poppers to the table was like, come on.
Lenny. Gertie's like, oh my God, if I had a tweezer. that I could take out one individual eyelash every time she mentioned Lenny. It would be so painful, but also I would have no eyelashes by the time the strip is over. She won't stop talking about
I don't know why I went down this path of a metaphor. What was this? What was this metaphor? Normally people say, if I had a nickel, oh God, I'd be a millionaire. It would be great. But instead she's like, if I could pluck out one eyebrow hair, well, I actually would just have no eyebrows. That would be terrible. And then Kiki's like, oh,
if it rained outside, I would get water in my eyes for sure. For sure, guys. For sure.
It's like Lisa always has to find a way to bring up Lenny. I can say right now, I have a yeast infection. And she'd be like, oh my God, Lenny has a yeast infection too. You know, I'm sorry to interrupt this. I just wanted to say this is true. Lenny has a yeast infection, everyone. I just wanted to let everyone know. Lenny was making sourdough with yeast. I just want to tell everyone Lenny's been eating bread, guys. Not even counting his carbs anymore. Yeast.
Lenny's given my children bread before. I can't take it.
Every day is cheat day.
So when you're Lenny, every day is cheat day. So Kiki is telling her, listen, stop. Enough about Lenny. It's always Lenny, Lenny, Lenny. I'm just telling you as your friend because I went through this, but you've got to stop. Like, focus on your children. Focus on what you've got going on. And Larsa's like, yeah,
Lisa talks too much about Lenny. Like it's a lot of Lenny. Like I wish it were I feel like I wish it were I feel like there were more times when I was waking up out of my dead sleep. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But there's a lot of Lenny in here.
I woke up out of my dead sleep and I was like, Lenny. So this is where Lisa, when she gets mad, her face kind of transforms into a tropical fish. She's like, ugh. And she's like, you're very insensitive. And Kiki's like, I'm not insensitive. I went through the same shit, and I want the best for you, Lisa. We hear Lenny. We should focus on your brand, LOL, and we should just focus on what you're doing and your children, or I don't know what. Yeah. When did you get your tires?
Who are you?
I'm Jean Valjean. So
34601. Don't start that shit with me. That guy also got arrested for bread. Lenny.
Do you know what? You know what Lenny told me? He said he was master of the house. Can you even believe it?
Was Jean Valjean the guy who got arrested for bread or the cop?
Javert was the cop. No, Jean Valjean stole
chasing people with that bread, Javert. Get the bread or make those
Lisa would ruin every performance of Les Miserables. Every song would be on my own. That's me on my own. You want to talk about on my own? Lenny wants me out of the house in 30 days.
When Javert is stealing the bread, she'd be like,
it's not cheating. I want my money back.
I have a castle on a cloud. Yeah, well, I used to actually have Lenny closed down my iCloud. How about that? I have to start a new cloud account.
I gotta get a new castle, and I don't even have iCloud anymore.
So, who says that? So Kiki's like, oh my God, with this girl and her Lenny. If I make a song called Lenny, I'd be a millionaire. No, I'd be a billionaire right now. And Marysol's like, oh my God, this girl talking about me being a billionaire with a song about Lenny? Come on. Lenny, lots of money. Money, no gold to monkey. That is so good.
Yeah, because she's Kiki's oh, all we hear is 10% Jody, 90% Lenny. And she goes, yeah, but how much am I talking to you though? 1%, even if it's 1%. Oh my God. So then Kiki's I want to be there as your friend, but if you don't want to open up to me, that's fine. And Marisol's like, Kiki, stop. It's a lost cause. She doesn't know what to talk about except Lenny. Just go for it, okay? We got a nice house. Stop it, Kiki. And so now Lisa's all pissed.
Now she's crying. She's like, you want to think I didn't want to be like this 15 years later? I don't. So Larsa, so Lisa goes off crying, right? So she's in the bathroom.
Kiki goes to the bathroom. Lisa switches seats, yeah.
Oh, you're right. So Kiki leaves with Nicole, I think. And she's like, was that mean? And Nicole's like, oh my God. Like, she just needed to hear it, I guess. So then back at the table, Lisa's crying. And so Larsa turns to Gertie and she's like,
Listen, Gertie, like when I told the girls you had cancer, like I didn't mean it like in a bad way.
Yeah, I acknowledge that. I know you didn't. Or like, all I want you to acknowledge is like, I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said anything. That's all I want you to acknowledge.
Yeah, but like then I sent you like those flowers, and I feel like I sent you like a card saying like, oh my God, like I'm a pregnant lady, like, and then I'm naked, you know, and that was like the lady that I know from OnlyFans that I sent to you. Did it at least turn you on? Because you're like acting like I was.
Larsa, you didn't say it to my face. You need to say I'm sorry to my face. Say it to my face.
Oh,
say the word
like
sorry.
What? Like
say
what?
the word.
What
say
about that though?
Okay.
But like why? But like it's about my intention. So like what is one word? Like one word's like nothing though. Like so like why?
Okay. We can go through it. Okay, syllable by syllable. Okay. What was the global pandemic that affected Asia in the early 2000s? It was called
like Chinese people.
Chinese
Asian people are like Chinese. So
what is something you use to slice wood? What is the tool that you use to slice wood?
Like cancer. Like that's all I said.
No,
like,
it's called. It has teeth. It has teeth. You go back and forth with it.
Marcus,
it's called.
I love him. He's so hot.
If you're playing a puzzle, you're playing a puzzle with many pieces. That is called a jig blank puzzle.
Like Marcus. Like Marcus.
Okay. Okay. What is a letter that's in between R and T? What is that letter? We're just going to spell this out.
MJ. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to say his name right now on camera because, like, it doesn't even matter that, he's famous or whatever. But, like, you know.
Listen. Okay. Pretend like Marcus came home and you didn't throw him a party.
Why,
it's been 2 days. What would you say to him?
Oh, my
Marcus,
God.
I am.
Oh, my God. Like. Oh my God, like, why would I even, like, do that? I love him so much. Like, why did I, like, do that to him?
Okay.
Like, oh my God, you guys, Marcus has cancer. Marcus has cancer, guys. Marcus has cancer.
See, now, even in that theoretical situation, you shouldn't be doing that. Can you at least apologize for that to your boyfriend?
I forgot what we were talking about. So, okay. Well, thanks for forgiving me, okay? But, like, listen...
This is, by the way, this is all being intercut with Lisa saying like, I mean, it's my life, and for anybody that doesn't want to hear it, then don't listen because it's what I'm going. You think I want to be talking about this? You think I want to be? I'm a caterpillar that missed cheat day.
So Gertie's like, okay, listen, I just want you to be like, I fucked up, my bad, period. That's it. And Larsa goes,
but like, we're not in preschool, like, so like, I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say like, sorry.
But that's my point, though.
So a preschooler, go ahead, Ben, go.
No, a preschooler is like, I want an ice cream.
Yeah.
That's the point, right? I want an ice cream. That makes sense to you, right?
No, because like in preschool, like the teacher, I feel like would like say sorry. And like, that's it about it. But like, I'm not. Like, I'm just telling you what happened.
So. Like, I don't get it. Like, don't listen. Like, no one's forcing you to listen to my Lenny stories. What's even the point? I don't even know.
Like when you said the word cancer, like I felt like so horrible about it. Like,
and Gertie's like, I know that you weren't like, I'm gonna fuck her shit up, you know. And I never said that. I'm just saying like it's sloppy, Larsa. That's all.
And Gertie goes, she's like the little engine that could, but she can't. Doesn't quite. I don't understand how that even applies. I don't need someone telling me to stop talking about Lenny. Okay, you know what? I don't want to be repeating stuff. This is negative stuff, Larsa. I don't need to repeat it. Just say I feel bad for her, like she's in the thick of it. Just say that.
You know who's in the thick of it? Me! I'm not only divorcing Lenny, I'm divorcing his mother. Oh, God, and now it's in the press.
So she's still going on.
Oh yeah,
and
it was actually Gertie saying. Gertie was not saying. Say I feel bad about it. Gertie just says, you know what? Like I don't want to repeat this. Look at Lisa over here. She's in the thick of it. Let's just focus on her. And then it comes to Lisa being like,
oh my God, being divorced by an old Russian lady.
So then, who's Russian, right?
Yeah, he's Russian. He definitely is. So Gertie's like, Lisa. And they call Jam, listen. She just needs us to listen to us right now. Yeah, I just needed to vent, okay? I'm like a raging fire in a small room. I just needed a vent again. And, I don't have a lot of people, so I just need some people to listen to me. That's all.
And Marysol's like, all right, everybody, por favor, cierra la boca. Let's go. We gotta go. Lisa's a businesswoman now. She's gonna wake up. Listen, if things don't work out with Jody, she's gotta have a job. All right?
This is not a normal divorce. I know other people have gone through divorces, but mine's the worst.
Mine's public. So now it's in the morning and they're getting ready to go out. And Julie and Adriana are now sitting outside. And Julia's like,
Wait a minute. I'm thinking about last night. How did Marysol know that I had dinner with her ex? Multiple times, actually.
because you brought out private investigator information, and she probably had a private investigator following that guy at a Sbarro. That's probably why. I mean,
Adriana's like, question, did you meet with him at a Mrs. Fields? Because he may have fallen for Marysol's old mall trick.
Let me tell you one thing the ex is never going to forget. Things remembered.
Was it weird to have this whole conversation at a Spencer's Gifts?
This whole thing sounds Skechers. I'm gonna tell you right now.
So
she's
yeah.
like,
now Julia's actually standing up for this guy.
Man.
Julia's like,
you know what? I actually met Marisol's ex when they were going out, and then last year we reconnected. And you know what? We see each other a lot, and we enjoy each other's company, and he's such a gentleman.
So it's like, oh, so now I understand why Julia's coming so hard for Marysol this season. It all makes sense.
Right. And this guy buddied up to her. I mean, this is weird. Well, I guess she said that they met while they were going out. They became friends when they were going out. But anyway, the whole thing sounds really weird. And I'm like, wait, why would she, even if Marysol's like the worst, why would you be friends with her ex and go out with her and gossip about Mary? That's a lot of mess. But then she goes,
this guy is traumatized by her. Apparently, she hacked his computers. She was like following him and his girlfriend. And then she paid some voodoo person, who made a doll and put it in the freezer and then put needles in its face.
It's like, oh my God. What are the chances that Bravo is going to give us two of these storylines at the exact same time? It's crazy. I mean, sometimes it's like, okay, someone plays pickleball and then they play pickleball on another show. Or they play a game around a dinner table and then this episode they're playing a game around a dinner table. But a voodoo storyline, too?
Shrines and voodoo. So Julia is like,
I don't know how Marisol's ex knows about the voodoo doll, but knowing Marysol, would you believe it?
And here's the thing. I have a hard time believing Marysol could hack into someone's computer. That's where this story falls flat for me. But
also, if somebody is putting a doll into a freezer and putting needles in its face, wouldn't that be a doll of yourself? Like, that sounds like a goal to me. I'm like, freeze my face and like Botox it for life. Like,
yeah,
do it.
Is it possible that they were just describing a Botox appointment? It's like froze the face. So then Adriana says, and this sort of surprised me. She goes, well, Leah Black used to tell me all the time that Marysol used to go to a woman or that Leah would go to a woman and Marysol also went to this woman and should get her Santeria done. And then like Marysol brought Adriana's photo and told the woman that she wanted Adriana dead. It was just surprising to me because Adriana and Leah had such a bitter, big fallout that it's surprising that Adriana is saying something almost like, oh, Leah Black was right about something, Like she's giving credit to Leah for something.
She said before, like, well, I would like for Leah to come back on the show. And like, she's made little comments like that because, it's somebody against those. Like once she sticks up for Marysol and Alexia and then they turn on her. So she's like, maybe I should have,
I would love for
made a little more effort in that friendship.
I would love for Adriana and Leah to reconcile, and then Leah could come on as a friend on the show and just be like, this show's already so chaotic. Like, why not add Leah Black to the mix? We got a taste of her last season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because she would just tell Lisa to shut up over and over again. Well, you're getting divorced. What's the problem? Why are you even talking about this guy? Buy some skincare.
No, but you'd be like,
I'll tell you, he's got their face frozen. Anybody who's used this Leah-like skincare, it looks amazing. Might as well have been freezing your face the whole time.
So, Adriana's like,
Tear it down.
Adriana's like, listen, Marysol, she'll punish me.
I'm sorry to interrupt because we're never going to end this. But I want to just interrupt to tell you. Do you remember last season when they were on the beach and the fight was that Julia went and got them like some spiritual stones to heal their relationship, and Marysol got all offended because she felt like it was witchcraft and tried to make this whole thing like, oh my God, this girl's trying to put bad juju on me. So that's why, I think that she does believe in that stuff.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, Julia knows what she's doing because this ex is such a trigger point for Marysol that it literally caused the end of her friendship with Adriana. Like that was the core of it, was Adriana saying this thing about the ex last season. So for Julia to be hanging out with the ex, she knows she is hanging out with someone that brings great pain to someone in her circle. So it is very messy, even though like the other side of the story is that Marysol is the one who was obsessive in that situation. Either way, Julia wants to today clear the air with Alexia because she's still bothered by the fact that Alexia did not want to room with her. And it's still bothering her, because of gay stereotypes, etc. And it's just hanging over her and she doesn't want it to be hanging over them. So that's her plan for today, although it's not addressed the rest of this episode.
Right. Okay. So then let's see. So then everybody's getting ready again because Lisa is like, oh my God, everybody. Good morning, Kiki. Good morning, Kiki. Good morning, Kiki. And Kiki's like, oh my God, why are you doing this 5 times to me? Like, don't point me out like I'm a bad guy. And so Marysol's like, what's the plan, monkey? So Lisa's got a surprise. We're going to the Lenny Museum. Lenny.
Okay,
It's got locations marked on a map of everywhere Lenny's had me locked out of. Let's go, girls.
You guys are going to play croquet. You will be acting out what I wish to do to Lenny, which is hit his balls with a mallet. So then Alexia's like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I love croquetas, but I don't know about croquet. How about that? And Kiki's like, I've never heard of this game. It's just like a whole bunch of rich white men. So yeah, I'm down.
So, of course, Lisa's like, my whole purpose of being here is to go to the lab to make a Hochstein scent. So I'm doing that while the girls go. Now, I was going to take Larsa with me, but she said that she would rather play croquet, which, whatever. I mean, she's my best friend. Fucking Larsa. Larsa is really the worst.
Like, wow,
sports-like.
Let's go support Lisa on her business. I don't want to go do that. I want to go play croquet instead,
because she also heard there was rich white men, and she's like, I mean, just on the off chance there's someone richer than Marcus. So the croquet group is heading to the croquet fields in these vintage cars, and they're driving, and of course Marysol's like, hold on, hookers. And then one of the cars just dies in the highway because it overheats, which I would be furious if I was behind that car.
Yeah. So then they go to the Aroma 360 offices or whatever, like the scent lab. And Tyler, the brand manager, is there. He's like, hi, love you. Love you. You guys want rosé? Guys, this is Mary Lou. Mary Lou, you don't get rosé. Get your hands off the fucking rosé, Mary Lou. Okay, it's Mary Lou, like, everybody.
My name is Rena. Thank you very much. Whatever, you're Mary Lou today. Okay, love you, Lisa. How's my sweet little caterpillar doing today?
Well, listen, the whole point for me of even being here is I want to meet the chemist who's flying in from, where's the chemist from? I don't know. Chemist land. She's from, and we need to get percentages of sniffs right, okay? We need to get the oils right, okay? Because I want my scent to be the scent when you're walking down the street, you go, what are you wearing? Lenny.
I want it to be something that smells like an empty, glossy house with hard surfaces and hidden pizza. The Hochstein home.
Mm-hmm. So Adriana smells it and she's like, oh, This one smells, I can smell the patchouli in this one. Patchouli. Come on. Aroma 360.
That's terrible. Terrible. Patchouli. By the way, if you're wearing patchouli and you're older than 15, shame on you. And if you're wearing patchouli and you're between the ages of 11 and 15, please stop. So, Lisa.
Well, I think the poor chemist is probably like, but you're poor now, right? Isn't that what we're going for? Smell it poor. I mean, it was this or Campbell's tomato soup. So
we wanted a scent whose name represents the things you're going to be putting on your clothing soon. Patches. So patchouli. That's a real stretch there. So Lisa's like, you know what? I want this scent I don't want, like it needs to be, it's not so fresh. Okay. I want it to be a little spicier. I want a spicy scent. This isn't it. No, next one. And they just keep on choosing scents for her. And she's like, nah, don't like it. Doesn't smell like Lenny enough. How do you make something smell like the scent of a man who may have met a slut at an F1 party?
Listen, I don't like this one. It needs more pow, okay? This is my story in this scent. I want people to be empowered when they think of my story about not getting 3 out of 6 of our cars. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to tell the story of every immigrant. Me, a Canadian who bravely crossed the border to marry a plastic surgeon in Miami. That's my story, and I want it in a scent.
So they're talking about her business. They're like, so is this business, does this mean like chapter closed for you? And she goes,
yeah, it's chapter closed when I can finally not feel so much resentment and anger, when this can be put behind me and I can be happy. And like, I haven't been happy in a long time. I just want to be a beautiful butterfly like I used to be.
I do like the way that Nicole phrases it. She is very delicate and smart. She goes, so what is your rebirth going to look like? Kind of like, so when can we expect you to stop talking about Lenny, and who will you talk about next? Because we're getting sick and tired of this.
And then we get a flashback to 2 weeks ago, her butterfly monologue again. I cannot with this butterfly monologue. It's fucking hilarious. So Nicole's like, but look, if you had stayed with Lenny, you would have stayed in his shadow.
Yeah, because he was in a mansion and like you're never hot. You know what I mean?
No, like what I mean is like now you're doing like the Lisa project.
That's where I'm going to land the fucking project if this doesn't take off. Listen, I need more of a smell of, hot sauce or something in this.
Nicole's like, well, you know what? I witnessed my mom go through something, like she got her job for the first time in her 40s. Oh, is your mom's named Lenny by any chance? Because otherwise I'm not very interested in this story. So they just like hug her, and the people are at Aroma 360 are like, okay, well, are we going to decide on a scent? Because we're just sitting here right now. Thanks.
So then the other ladies go to the croquet center, and they all walk in trying to speak an English accent. They're like, oh, look at this croquet, sir. I love to play the croquet, sir.
And there's a sign that says
like that. You're in Palm Beach.
There's a sign that says no heels on the lawn. So, of course, they cut to someone wearing heels on the lawn. And then there's like a designated space where you have to walk. And Kiki walks out of it. And it's like, Kiki, you have to follow instructions. Like, you must respect this as a walkway. Which I just love when Alexia gets like really determined about something. The way she like scolds Marysol on the girls trip and everything. So they all sit at a table. They're like not playing any croquet. They just sit down at a table. And Gertie's like, okay, we are ready to turn up. Okay. And they're just like looking around and like, wow, everyone around here is just like an old man.
Oh, wait a minute. Bloop. I got a Google alert. Hold on.
And they're like, oh my God. Alexia goes, you got something about Lisa again? Yeah, it's a Google alert I set from Lisa. I hope that's not too crazy. Okay.
It's private investigator. Google. Don't sue me. Okay, so Lenny Hochstein claims ex-Lisa is bleeding him out financially and charged $10,000 to his Instacart in 1 month.
And Gertie goes, not $10,000.
Julia's like, what did you buy? A food? You're so skinny. I think Lisa should open up farm and she can grow her own food and it will cost her less money. I'm like, no, I don't want that farm because it's going to be full of caterpillars based on what everything she says.
the way these people are dicks. Like, I get Lisa is too much. Like, the Lenny thing is too much. But you guys are supposed to be your friends. You're terrible. Lars's like, just so you guys know, like if that's in court, then that means those numbers are real. And that means, like, you know what? Guess what else? She's buying groceries for Jody's house too, like, what are you doing? That is not cool. And Gertie gasps and she tells us, yeah, like, I mean, like, how do you spend like $10,000 on Instacart? Because like I have 4 like kids, like, and I spend like maybe like $500 a week. But like, I know, like, I feel like for like XYZ like is on Instacart, and I know my best friend and she's addicted to makeup. So I kind of like believe it, like.
So Lars is like,
it's bad.
She needs to like learn how to like manage money, like. And then we see like 2 years earlier, Lisa touring around, be like, I hear this is the largest penthouse in the world. And then like, how much am I paying for this? $50,000 a night? Okay, no big deal. That's just basically like 4 Instacart orders. So It's just basically everyone talking to her about like, Lisa, you're spending a lot of money, or Lisa wanted to buy Hermes bags, or Jody explaining square footage and how much that costs.
Yeah, and Lars is like, she needs to like understand, like, her life is gonna like be different, like. And Marysol's like, yeah, but we can't explain it. How do we get this across to Lisa? And we just hear from the Hochstein Museum of Aroma 360 beef jerky, Lenny. Oh my god,
hilarious. Well,
that brings us
here
to the end. Yeah.
The end.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Miami, for being here. You're just a joy, aren't you?
What a joy. What a joy. What a funny show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everyone listening. Guess what? We have about 45 more shows to recap before the end of the week. So just stick around and you'll hear a recap.
We'll be here.
Bye. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg, you can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.